very, very tightly, he suffocates his prey. Now to do this, he needs jolly good purchase. He does not have fangs, but I'll tell you what he does have in that jawline, about 100 plus little recurved teeth in 3 rows, which means yes, even a python can give you a nasty bite. Trust me on this, sometimes they do lock onto you and not want to let go. Point of my story, we leave them all alone, they leave us alone. That's the best way to avoid a bite for sure. Now in saying all that, yeah, this guy can come around for a pat if you've never had the opportunity and you want to have a feel and a touch of his tail end, you can do so quite safely. Now look, you don't have to if you don't want to. It is not compulsory, nor is it mandatory. It's up to you. You'll notice some hand sanitizer in the corners of the pit. That's there for your use. Please wash your hands afterwards. Reptiles are known carriers of salmonella. So good idea to wash your hands afterwards. There you go. How does that feel? Feel good?
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow.
Feel very funny? Mummy? No? Okay. No, you're all good? Alright, well have a feel of your own fingernails then, because that is the same substance. And look, we better put you back in your box if we're going to concentrate on some of these other guys, because we don't want to leave you out. As you can see, he's just in the process of shedding his skin. We've got a bit more to peel off yet. Alright. So back in the box for you, Sunshine. Hey, get off my leg. Get off. And slam dunk in there, come on.
Does he know you?
He knows my scent, but he doesn't know me personally. I mean, it'd be no different really to you holding him.
Oh, come on, this one
Right, now, will we kick off with some local venomous ones or non-local?
Venomous one.
Yeah?
Local.
Local?
You
Alright,
have to
well...
wash your hands too.
What did he say?
You tell me, what did you say? You have to wash your hands too.
Good boy. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, young man.
Oh, the fell off these ones.
First person to ever pick me up on that. I'll pay that.
Yeah, that'll be our time.
Good man. What's his name?
Jack.
Good on you, Jack. Is your last name Ryan or Reacher?
No, my name's Jack Matthew Dodson.
Okay, good on you, Jack. Right, 160 described species of land snakes, 100 of which are venomous. This is my personal favourite. Now, each and every one of them I have given names. This is Raymond, by the way. You know why I called him Raymond, Jack? Because everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah, you don't know that one.
I know you don't know that one. I know you don't know that one. Have a look at him. See if you can identify this snake. Just yell it out for me. Please tell me what species you believe this to be. What do you reckon that one is? Hey? Yeah, it's a red-bellied black snake. Of course it is. Now, let me tell you a couple of quick stories about red bellies. The first one goes like this. We haven't had a recorded death in this country from a red belly since 1804. 6-year-old boy. How old are you, Jack?
4.
4.
4 to 7.
7. Right, well, a 6-year-old boy was bitten back then, and what killed him was the medical treatment of the day. Yep, in 1804,
Ruby.
you were walked all day and all night. They thought by keeping you awake kept you alive. What hope did that poor child have? Now, you will find these guys mainly around the well-watered areas. They love frogs. That's 90% of their diet. Now, unfortunately, where I come from anyway, in Queensland, we have these dreaded things called cane toads. Eats a cane toad, he generally goes red belly up. And that's a crying shame. His ranking on that top 100 is number 22. And, to boot, not only does he eat frogs, he eats other things like other highly venomous snakes. Eastern Brown's the second most venomous snake. So he's a good bloke to have around. I definitely say vote 1 for red belly. In fact, I've decided to give this game away at the end of the year. I'm gonna run for Prime Minister. Every Tom, Dick and Harry's doing it these days. So I'm gonna start my own party. It's gonna be called the Red Belly Black Party. And my slogan will be just another snake in politics, okay? And if you don't vote for me, I'll get snaky at you, okay? Alright, now, you're walking out the back door one day, you're going bush, and next thing you know, a snake appears in your pathline. You're standing back a couple of metres before you notice him. Well, generally speaking, at 2 to 3 metres, you are nothing much more than a hazy blur. Snakes have a very limited range of clear vision. And here's the other good news. Not only do they have poor vision, they have very limited hearing, because they've got no external ears, okay? Yell and scream at the top of your voice. But they do have a middle-like internal ear, so they can pick up ground vibration as we do move about. So here's how we play it. You see the snake? You're a few metres away. Just simply stop what you're doing. keep your eyes well trained on that subject at all times, as I'm sure you would. Start to slowly move back in the other direction, giving them a wide and clear berth. Couple of more metres back, sure, you turn, you go as fast as you like. Now, top average land speed, not off the mark, but once they get going, snakes generally pan out to about 10k an hour, a brisk walking pace. And yet, the main story I keep hearing in my travels, how snakes love to chase people. Although I've never heard of anybody actually being caught. Now, there's probably a good reason for it. You see, they're not emotional creatures. They don't wake up in the morning and think to themselves, oh yeah, I might have a bit of fun today and chase a few Korean gentlemen around. Yeah, make them into some Korean sushi or something. No, guys, you're not on the menu. That snake you see hurtling towards you, it's not a form of aggression or attack. It's actually a form of defense. They're moving back to an area where they've just come from. Perhaps now where you've been standing. Look, you may have suddenly startled them with that ground vibration. Off they go towards you. You now feel like you're under attack. Alright, now, here comes another local snake to the area. And this time, I'm going to show you number 4 on the world's top 10. And I'd like you to identify this one for me as well.
I see those 2 snakes.
We'll have a look at those in a minute. Young Jack. What was your middle name? Matthew, was it? Matthew. Jack Matthew. Alright, now, let's see how good you are. Let's see if you can identify this one for us, Jackie boy. Oh, Jackie boy. The pipes are playing. Here you go. You ready? Steady? Oh, come on, hurry up, folks. We're going to get you in the ballad here. See if you can identify this snake for me. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. What kind of snake's this one, fellas?
Tiger.
Oh, geez, Jack, you are good, ain't you, brother? Is that your brother? Yep, Mr. Tiger Snake, number 4 on the world's top 10 most venomous. Now, let me tell you a couple of good stories of these. You do. You probably have tigers around your place, do you? Yep, there you go. So, here's the deal. They don't always have to have bands or stripes across their back. Take into consideration, they can be unbanded, jet black, coppery browns, greens, yellows, orange, right through to your albino phase. So please, what I'm saying here, don't rely on colour nor pattern when it comes to identifying your snakes. If you are walking through the long grass, you're stepping over a log one day, you suddenly look down and whoops, there's a snake right at your feet. Hey, I wouldn't blame your jeans getting a bit damp right here and now in this situation, guys. Now, as hard as it may seem, we need to remain completely still. Reason I say it, snakes do not bite things that do not move. Think about it. This guy doesn't go around the bush biting every rock, tree or log he sees. He'd soon wear his mouth out. So staying still, yes, you are actually in the safety zone. And here's the other deal too. We've learnt through research snakes don't have very good memories. They can hang on to information only for about a minute or two. So even if you've startled him, he's now up, hissing at you and carrying on. You stand still, you stay completely still. He'll soon forget what's transpired, goes back down on the ground, and will start to slither away. So if you can just remember those couple of important points, you won't go too far wrong at all. Now, in saying all of this, I am giving you a general set of rules. There are always exceptions, and we do have one little guy that doesn't like to abide by these rules, and that's the next snake species I must show you. I call him my true living landmine. He's an ambush predator. He sits, he waits in one spot for days on end, waiting for that prey to come to him. That's the reason why he doesn't do that much moving. Any chance somebody knows the name of the bloke I'm talking about? Any ideas what he might be called?
Brown.
No, Jack, it's not the brown, but we'll get to a brown soon. Any others? Any other guesses? Somebody must know. Little fella. Come on. Not very popular in Victoria though, unfortunately. Want to have a stab in the dark? Hey? You're saying the Death Adder, man? What's your name? Michelle. Michelle? You want to lock it in? Or go 50-50 phone a friend asks you it in?
Lock it in.
What makes you so certain, Michelle? Hey?
Just have a feel.
You were here before, weren't you?
I have, but I did guess it before you.
Ah. So Michelle, you're definitely sure I haven't changed things? We'll lock it in for you?
I'll lock it in.
Final answer. Michelle has said the Death Adder. She's locked it in. She's confident because she thinks she's seen the show before.
No, I knew it before.
Michelle, we'll come back after these commercials. You've been watching Hot Seat Millionaire, haven't you? All right, here we go. Number 9 on the top 10 most venomous. Tricky little guys. These guys do lie in the sand or leaf litter. Look how they blend into their colour, to the coloration of the sand in this particular case. Now you could walk over the top and around the Death Adder every day of the week, he wouldn't give two hoots. Providing you don't stand on him, okay? Now if you did that, different set of circumstances. You are looking at the fastest striking snake on the planet. How fast? Try 430 k's an hour. They've been caught on film. A little boy told me last year that's faster than a Ferrari. I'll take his word for it. Now if you do see yourself just as too close to the Death Adder and you recognise him, you're assured that it is a Death Adder, you do the moving for them, okay? Nice, slow, steady steps away from him wins the day. Otherwise, you could be standing there for some time waiting for this guy to do the moving. We do have 8 described species now throughout Australia. You won't find any in Tassie. Not too many here in Victoria, but the rest of the mainland and some of our coastal islands, you could very well encounter one in your travels. And if so, please remember, you do the moving for them, okay? But unlike this next chap, now this next guy does have a little bit of an attitude. And I say it because we don't always have to go out and find them. Occasionally, they come to us. Meaning they will move into our backyards and sometimes they'll come into our houses, give them half the chance. Now why they do it, I will explain. And this guy doesn't have a particularly scary name like the Death Adder. We've kept it rather simple. This time around, folks, let's have a look at number 2 on the world's top 10. And we have just simply called him none other than our common or eastern...
Brown snake.
Thank you, bit of harmony happening there, which was very nice. This is Charlie, everybody, Charlie Brown. Now, if Charlie starts to play up too much, you'll probably hear me call him Leroy, because you know Leroy was the baddest brat in the whole never mind. Here we go. You got that one, didn't you? You didn't. No, you cried yesterday. There he is, Charlie Brown. Now, these guys here are very common, there's no denying it. They do live on the eastern half of Australia. Big tick on that one too. But this business about being brown, not always the case. I have seen them from the colour of this carpet to almost jet black. Banded forms that do look like tiger snake stripes, even in greens and orange tinges, highly variable in colour and pattern formation. Oh yes, he'll move into your yards and houses alright. What he's up to, he's looking for his favourite food source, rats and mice. Now he picks up on those scent trails for about 2 k's away, and in he comes. How we keep him out of our yards? No, it's not with the shotgun, shovel, or bit of wire. How come I can read minds? But here's the idea. Ask yourself the question, why is he coming in? You don't own a compost heap, an aviary, a chook pen, or a hay shed around the property by any chance? If so, clean up, get rid of that vermin that Charlie's honing in on. Don't give him the need or the incentive to come in. Folks, it is with regret, every year in Australia, on average, about 3,000 snake bites do occur. His family alone responsible for nearly 2,000 of those bites, and we are still losing several lives each year. In fact, 2018, so far we've already lost 6 people to them. Stop cornering me, will you? Now we do certainly have a remedy for this, and that is simply protection. I'm talking about a good sturdy pair of boots and long pants. When you are in the great outdoors, take into consideration these guys are out there, and browns in particular only have very short fangs, 2 to 3 millimetres in length in fact. When they bite, they hardly release any venom at all. But here comes the real tricky part. When he does hit you, you hardly feel it. There is minimal or no pain at the site. In fact, a lot of people, not even aware they have been bitten, they describe it to me more or less like it's a thistle or a twig's brushed up against them, and it can look like a scratch mark, not only 1 or 2 puncture marks. So please be aware, he is our silent killer. Now 75% of those bites are right down here on the lower limbs, and the majority of people coming into hospital bitten have been in shorts, thongs, no shoes at all. This is where things go wrong. And that's why I say, you make sure you got your good boots, long pants on when in the great outdoors. I know for a fact this